Hi, so my name is Elke and I have launched my brand VOGAYA last month. VOGAYA is a plant leather luxury handbag brand. So we design handbags exclusively made from plant leathers. Our launch collection is made from bamboo and coffee leather. And the reason we're doing this is because we want to show the world that we do not need animal products. We do not need animal leather anymore to have a luxury fashion.
Can you take us back to the moment you decided to actually build the startup? What was the thought that was going on in your mind?
So I've always been an animal lover and I've been vegan for many years. And one of the things that was challenging was that I could never find nice handbags because all the luxury bags and brands out there use animal leather. And the alternatives in the markets are mainly like plastic derived, not really luxury brands, not really long lasting, also not very sustainable. So I really saw that gap in the market and I realized that this is something that I want to work on to create instead of waiting for the industry to get up to speed.
So what were you doing before this? And did that have any effect on your decision to build this brand?
Yeah. So my background is super random. I'm originally from the Netherlands where I studied educational psychology. Then I moved to Dubai where I worked several years as a cabin crew. And during that time, I also became vegan. And initially that was for the animals. And then I also started learning more about the environmental reasons and about the health reasons. And I was so interested in the environmental reasons that I actually took on a course in corporate sustainability. And I started working in that field. So I worked in the sustainability industry for the last years where I worked for luxury brands and in customer experience and operations. So one of the things that I learned is that I managed to work in different fields. I always reinvented myself. I always really studied a lot to get to the next step. And I think the combination of everything made me really realize that if this is what I want to do, I can get there. I will learn whatever I need to do and I will make this happen.
What did the very first version of your product look like and how many iterations did it take to reach where it is right now?
Quite a few. So initially it started with research for manufacturers. It was research on different types of plant leathers. Then I narrowed a few manufacturers down. I started speaking with them about sampling. I created some tech packs. And I also flew to my manufacturers because I really wanted to create that connection with them. I wanted to see how are the bags being made, how are they being produced. And we actually made quite samples made by 2 manufacturers. And despite showing them the same tech pack, the results were actually quite different. So we went over quite a few iterations and it was a great learning process for me as well. Because obviously when I saw that 2 manufacturers made something very different, it was because my tech pack wasn't clear enough. So it was a good learning process for me where we went over many different versions. We tested the different type of materials, different structures, different embossings. So it took quite some time to get to where we are currently.
What was the biggest challenge during the first year of building your startup?
I think setting the expectations from now having just launched last month. It actually took me months, almost a year to get to this stage. So it is not that when you start, you see the immediate result. So it's about expectations. It's even when you try to plan everything as good as possible, things go wrong. For example, my first shipment arrived completely damaged. So there have been a lot of setbacks along the way. Things don't go as planned, but it's about pivoting. It's about adjusting and about trying to be as positive as possible to make things work.